In today's edition, I want to introduce a group, special group called Oman, Ghana, Baako, right?
Exactly.
Right.
They sent a delegation to town to do a lot of good things around, and so DNT, we had to invite them in. So I want to invite their guests. First, introduce Joseph Laya. Laya, right?
That's it.
Okay. Now, the guy has one head, but if you look very closely, he has two heads. Okay? One head is, he is the head of IT for the whole Oman Ghana. This is a global organization. But then he also has, the second head is head of United States.
Yeah.
Welcome,
Right.
Joseph.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
And then
Brown.
over here we have Emmanuel Kobe,
Yes, sir.
Communication Director,
Oh my God. Baako.
Oman Ghana Baako.
Yes.
Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank
very
you,
much,
sir.
The first thing is, I mean, I like your colors, man, the kente thing.
Thank you.
Purple, and then the red, gold, green.
That's right.
Are we saying something with the purple, or is it just a color that somebody liked?
It is a color that somebody likes,
Oh,
but
okay.
it also it kind of brightens us up
Okay.
as well.
Okay. Very good. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right. So tell us about Oman Ghana Baako, Mr. Communication. What's
right.
Oman Ghana Baako?
Oman Ghana Baako is a group of Ghanaians in the diaspora who first came together and decided that it is about time the skill, the knowledge, the experiences that we have acquired during our sojourn. We bring such experiences, such knowledge together and then bring it back home to support nation building.
Okay.
But then it doesn't end there. We believe that there are people also back home who could support the nation's development. And therefore, we have people also in Ghana who are part
Okay.
of the organization. As of now, we have branches in the United States, United Kingdom, France, Italy, and Germany.
Okay.
We have some parts of the Middle East to Qatar and Kuwait. We have few members there. But we're hoping that in the next 2 years, we will spread across the group.
Okay. How do you form a branch? How do you become a branch, a recognized branch?
Well, first, we need to get a minimum of 10 people in a country who would express interest. And once an interest is expressed and there is a first meeting, they then get in touch with the global executive team, have a discussion with them, and then an interim executive is put in place who will steer the affairs of the organization there. So their number grows, and then they do proper elections to get permanent executives.
So
in
how do you
place.
vet these people who want to come on board?
Yes, well, we do have an executive team, as I said earlier on. We have directors of operations, we have a president, we do have a vice chair and other individuals. And then we do have external people to auditors, lawyers who are in depth about how organizations do operate. And they are all parts of our interviews and vetting when we want to bring people on board to be part of the organization.
Okay, very good. And I think to do all this, because I'm not sure you guys are so loaded with funds that each time you want to do something, you fly together to meet. So I'm sure IT, that puts a lot of pressure on you to make sure that all these interactions, that you make that happen.
That's correct.
Tell us about that. How do you do it?
Sure. Thank you so much, Mr. Nkrumah. And I also want to thank all our viewers, and thank you all for finding the time to listen to Oman Ghana Baako. To answer your question, today we have a lot of social media platforms. We use the WhatsApp, Facebook, and all that. So those are the channels that we use. Also, we do have like our conference meeting platforms where we will have people join. So any part of the world that you are, you can join in, and then that's where we can have a discussion. So it's not like flying somebody, just for the interview, but you can actually be in your room and we can interview you. Just to know.
It looks like this is one of the positions that, geez, I can do your job. All it takes is set up a WhatsApp group, blah, blah. Is there anything that you do special? Do you have IT background or?
Oh yeah, that's correct.
All right.
I do have IT background. I'm actually a network engineer.
Okay.
So that is my field. That's what I studied.
Okay.
But I was more answering the question that
How do you do it?
You know,
Yes.
how do we do it? But today, as we speak, we do have a website
Okay.
where you know, those who are interested to register, you know, can just go on the website and then they will just click on the link, you know, put their information in and all that.
Okay.
We do have a database, of course, you know, that we'll be able to pull just to know, you know, how many people have registered.
Okay.
And this is everywhere across the globe. It doesn't
Okay.
matter where you are. As long as you have access to the internet, you can actually log in and then,
Very good.
you know,
So let's
register.
talk about you guys. Who is Joseph Laya?
Thank you so much. So Joseph Lai is just an ordinary Ghanaian.
I'm sorry, I keep saying liar. It's Lai.
Lai,
Okay,
Lai, yes.
all
The white people will say Laria. It's
Laria.
because of how the words are, you know, is
Okay.
being spelled. But Joseph Lai is, you know, a guy who I would say had the opportunity to travel outside. I went to United Kingdom in 2001, where I went and, you know, I completed my education. So I did my first degree and then I did my master's. Then right after that, in 2010, I moved to the United States.
Okay.
So that's where, you know, I lived. I live right now with my family and,
Okay.
all that. Yeah, that's correct.
And you say you live in the United States where?
Yeah, Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Pittsburgh or Philly?
No, actually, I'm very close to Philly. I'm
Close
like
to
45 minutes away from Philly. I live in a city called Lansdale.
Lansdale.
Yes,
Okay, very
that's
good.
correct.
What about you, Mr. Emmanuel? Who is Emmanuel Kobe?
Well, Kobe, I'm a Ghanaian from the southern part of Ghana, and I graduated from the University for Development Studies,
Okay.
Oman campus, majoring in development communication,
Okay.
and then went ahead to do my master's in diplomacy and international relations at the Vitatus Magnus University in Lithuania. And then I, from there, moved to Germany and worked for some time with Volkswagen, and then moved also to the United Kingdom, where I've been working with Amazon.
Okay.
Yes.
So you studied in Lithuania, of all
Yes,
places?
please.
Lithuania, are there Ghanaians there?
There are a few blacks.
A few.
Yes, I would say. You could go like 2 weeks.
Without seeing?
Yes, unless you're on campus. On
Okay.
campus, there are blacks there.
Okay.
You meet a few of them.
How'd you
but-
get in there? I mean, the reason why I ask is in Ghana, when people say, I'm going to Aburokyire, I think if you make a list of the country they want to go to, Lithuania will be like number
Yes.
30
Well, I
something.
think I was attracted to the course content.
Okay,
It fit exactly into what I wanted to achieve.
okay.
And aside that, I looked also at the standard of living, the fees for the course, and it was exactly what I could afford. And that is why I chose Lithuania. Yes.
That's good.
It is one of the beautiful countries, I would say. There are very
Okay.
few, about 1.5 million.
Okay. 1.5 million
Yes, the
total
entire
population.
population, yes.
All right.
Wow.
Any races? If the whiter the country, sometimes the more racist. But
Exactly. That is the attitude. But then, you know,
okay,
you can't blame them.
okay.
We also sometimes do discriminate.
I know, but
So-
I just want to know because
It
there
is
are
true.
some countries that are very open and
No, not the eastern part of Europe.
okay.
Eastern part, I mean, they are the iron fist of Europe, so mostly
Okay.
they wouldn't want to get foreigners in.
Okay, so is it very blatant or
Some of them could be very blatant.
really?
But that is.
And how long were you there?
I was there for a year and a half.
A year and a half.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's talk back to Oman, Ghana, Baako. When you look around the diaspora, there's a lot of groups. Oman, Ghana, Baako. This one called this. I just got something. Association of Ghanaians Abroad. So what makes yours unique? What can you do that others cannot do? Or shall I say, what are you looking to do that others are not looking at doing?
Okay.
So let me go with you on that.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, so, you know, with the question that you've asked, somebody will ask, and it says, what makes us unique? What makes us unique is that we are seeing the solution for the problems that Ghana have as a united force, meaning that all Ghanaians can actually come under the same umbrella and fix the issues that we are having.
Okay.
Today, as we speak, back in US, we do have Asante Association, we have the Ghana Adamwe Association, we have the Kwewu Association, and they are all trying their best. But I think what they haven't realized is that they still have this kind of notion that, oh, I have to go and do it for Asante, or I have to go and do it for Accra or Ghana, or I have to go and do it for Kwewu. But Oman Ghana Baako is saying that, no, we all need to come under the same umbrella so that we can fix the issues ourselves. And what actually makes us different is the fact that those of us who are leading the organization actually have the experience of living in Ghana before we went out there. So I would say that we have the experience of living here, knowing how hard it is, and then also the experience over there. So in learning all this, what we have come into conclusion is that, look, like right now, I work for a very huge organization. I do a lot of stuff for them. It's not just me. We have other Ghanaians. We have engineers. We have lawyers. We have, architects. We have financial analysts and all that. And they are all there doing wonderful job over there. So Oman Ghana Baako is saying that, you know what, we can have these folks with these ideas and skills come and help Ghana. Not just us, but we also do have some people here in Ghana who can also, be part of it.
The local
So
area.
this is what makes us unique.
Unique. Okay.
We are coming under the same umbrella to push the agenda.
Okay, very good. Now, I'll come to you with this one. What Joseph described, right? I know from experience that in Houston where I was, if you call a Ghana Association meeting, which is the umbrella organization for all Ghanaians, you'll be lucky to get 20 people show up. But if you call, like he said, Asante Association or GA or Airware, this, then you have a room, it's packed. So I like the idea of bringing everybody together to do it. But how are you going to accomplish that when all these various Ghana associations around the globe have failed to do? Getting people to see not just Asante, GA, Airware, Fante, but to see Ghana. What are you going to do differently?
All right. Sabruma, thank you very much for the question. As Mr. Lai was saying, when you look at the other organizations, they look mostly at the personal well-being or welfare of its members. But we feel we could go beyond that. We are rather looking at the welfare of Ghana. We believe that when Ghana develops, it trickles down to affect every single individual in Ghana. One thing I realize is that when you're traveling outside Ghana, all they ask for is your Ghanaian passport.
That's it.
And not your tribal passport.
No.
It is our major problem.
Wait, are you trying to tell me there's no such thing as an Ashanti passport?
Nothing like that.
No Ghana passport?
There is nothing like
really?
that. There is nothing
Just
like
Ghana passport?
Ghana passport.
So then why do we, when we get there?
So, you see, America is so powerful because you get all its citizens united behind their flag. And that is what we need. Unfortunately, we are divided on tribal lines, ethnic lines, religious lines, and political lines. And this goes a long way to affect our development. When Party A is in power, Party B sits back, saying, well, let's watch them, see if they can work. Which should not be the issue. We believe that, like the saying goes, little drops of water makes an ocean. the ideas, the experiences from each and every single individual, if put together, could make a difference. I mostly do refer to Sheikh Al Maktoum, the ruler of Dubai. I try to quote him. I was listening to an interview he was in, and he said, well, he was fortunate that his father took him to England to study. He got there and he saw that people were living in nice houses, people were driving nice cars, and he felt that, well, my people too could deserve this. Mm-hmm. He sent what he saw back to Dubai, and now Dubai is an iconic country in the world. Ghana has what it takes to achieve such greatness. Mm-hmm. What we're lacking now is the unity. You know, Osajefo during the Independence Declaration said that our independence would be meaningless until it leads to total liberation of what? Africa. Even in Ghana, we are not liberated in terms of unity. The divisiveness is what is drawing us back. We believe that if we could unite all diasporans, we have an estimated population of about 5 million Ghanaians in the diaspora. Let's take, for instance, about 2 million accept this concept. And we are contributing even £1 per month towards any project in Ghana. That means every month we are generating about £2 million. So, Kroma, if it is beds that we lack in our hospitals, how many beds can't such amounts buy? And that is for only a month. Mm-hmm. If it is left onto me alone to do it, it will be very difficult to accomplish anything. If it is left on Mr. Lai, similar.
Okay.
But then, if we are able to come together and share the burden, it becomes easier.
Okay.
And that is when we are able to surmount a lot of things.
Okay. So, all that's great. And in this interview, first of all, I share everything that you say. But I want to poke harder to play the devil's advocate, okay? You are Joseph Lai.
Yes, sir.
That assumes you're a Ghana.
Yes, sir.
And you, Kobe, what?
I'm an Asante.
An Ashanti. Yes. Okay. If you contribute the £5 million, and now the decision has come to, all right, where is the help going? You sit on the executive. You sit on the executive. If you do a scientific analysis, and the eventual decision is, let's go do this in Ashanti region, his people are going to say, what? You're sitting there and you're allowing him to take it to Ashanti. Why can't they bring it to Accra? The Fante on your executive said, what about Central region? You see, how do we handle those things?
Thank you. Thank you again, Mr. Nkrumah. So before we set up this organization, there were so many things that we had to analyze, right? First of all, you have to find out why somebody started something and then it failed. Then that will be a lesson for you. So, you know, you will also make sure that you won't go that path. As I speak right now, Oman Ghana Baako has been able to establish regional executives in about 13 regions.
Of the 13 of the 16 regions.
Oh, that's okay. Correct. We actually
That's actually very good, because until very recently it was 10 regions. It just got to 16 and you're already up to date in 13. Yes. That's very good.
That's correct. I think we are left with OT, Savannah, and maybe one other that I can't remember offhand. But what we actually sat down to plan or to think about this is this. So in every region, we do have project management reps. Okay. Now we also do have the project managing or head of project management for the entire organization. Okay. And anytime there is a project, these representatives are all involved in that, right? We need to, of course, find out what are the pressing issues that we have in Kumasi right now. They will bring that on the table. What do we have in Accra? They will bring that on the table. What do we have in, and then it will be among the same team who will make the decision. Okay. So that you won't go and sit down and say, oh, I thought the project was coming to me, but then it went
Okay.
You know.
But you do have regional executive. Do you have a national executive in Ghana?
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
sir, we do.
And so what role would the national executive play in this decision-making process?
Actually, they are part of part of us, right? So
Okay.
they are part of the organization. So
Okay.
those reps
Okay.
report to them,
Okay.
right? So they are actually they are also going to be involved and be
Okay.
part.
Okay.
It's just that they, like in Ghana here, they will be the ones directing them as to
Okay.
what they need to do.
Okay.
But in terms of the reporting, everything is coming from the individual.
Okay. This is Diaspora Weekly. My name is Jermaine Nkrumah, and I'm joined by Oman, Ghana, Baako. It's such a laudable name and idea. Now, before we left for break, we were talking about how you bring in the help. But now, in the next segment, let's talk about collaboration with other like-minded organizations.
Sure.
And to lead into this, let me give you a story. One time I was driving in Houston, right? And I pulled into a shopping center on the west part of the city in Bel Air. And I looked at a shopping center, and there were at least 5 African churches in just one shopping center. Episcopal, this is this. And when you enter into any of those churches, they have executive, they have the big boss. So in one shopping center, there were 5 African churches, big bosses. And then we also know that in that same Houston, there's Joel Olston, whose church is like an entire, I'm sure you know about it.
Right.
Now, it got me thinking that we Africans, we like to be the king of our own small area rather than collaborating with others so that we'll make it bigger. What efforts are you making to collaborate? Because there's a lot of organizations with similar ideas. Maybe if we put it together, it'll work better. Have you tried that, Emmanuel?
Well, that is the ultimate, Mr. Nkrumah. The idea is to bring all Ghanaians in diaspora, and most of these Ghanaians do belong to other organizations. For instance, we have a medical branch of OGB. It was an organization already in the United States. We did talk to them. We realized that they share in our vision. We all desire the same outcome for the country. So we decided that why don't we work together? And then they joined us.
Okay.
Had it not been for COVID, they would have been here this year to do screening.
And what was the name of that organization again?
It was, Salah, you could give me.
Yeah,
the exact name.
they are the health group in Colorado.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And they used to come to Ghana, do medical screening and other things.
So now they are part of your group.
They are part of Oman
Excellent.
Ghana
Go
Baako
ahead.
now. Yes. So that is the idea, that we will try as much as we could to bring all these satellite groups together.
Okay.
For instance, we're also good at partnering with other organizations. Currently, we are partnering the UN for its decade of afforestation. And very soon, we will start with afforestation projects across the country.
Okay.
So we do believe that if the ultimate is one, why should it be competition and not collaboration?
Okay.
We believe that we all need to put our arts together, and that is where we achieve something bigger. Individuals could try, but then the impact will be very small. But then when we put all those together, that is when. So it is something we're doing, and we are very keen about it. We constantly we are writing to other organizations. We are reaching out to individuals to come on board. Unfortunately, most people, when you talk to them, somehow a bit skeptical about politics and also about who becomes who. You know, most people are, like you said, want to be the boss of the small area, but then wouldn't want to support an idea that would be for a common good.
Okay.
That is the challenge. However, with time, we believe we are overcoming that. Now, individuals and groups are coming on board, and we believe
Okay.
we will get there.
So this question, I'm staying with you for this question. In the area, in the approach to collaboration, do you subscribe to the coalition approach or the umbrella approach? The
Well,
coalition being that clearly we come together as equal to achieve an objective, whereas the umbrella is, hey, we've got this, so you come under us and let's do. Which one works best?
I think coalition works more than umbrella, you know.
Okay.
Because then it isn't much about who leads what.
Okay.
But then you put at the center of what you're doing, the objectives. That will be at the center of every decision that you are making, rather than someone wanting to lead or want to lord over others.
Okay.
There are people too who would want to come support a particular project and after that would want to draw back.
Okay.
That is also permissible with us.
Okay.
We don't expect that people would follow us through from the beginning of our projects to us to agents. But then there are specific projects they want to, for instance, we're trying to introduce a soup kitchen. We believe that every Ghanaian deserves at least one square decent meal. And so what we intend doing is every day we are able to cook for people to come in to enjoy at least one square meal. And to do that, we wouldn't want to buy foodstuffs from outside.
Right here.
We want to develop our own agricultural produce and then bring them to the kitchen and cook them. We are acquiring lands and other things. We have individual farmers who are interested in such a project, and they are coming on.
All right.
So instead of buying from the markets, we will buy direct from the farmers.
Okay.
And that would also put us in a pole position.
So to
in
do
terms of
all
cost,
these,
yes.
to do all these, it costs what?
Money.
Cost money.
How do you guys get your funding?
That is a very good question. I just want to add something later to what my brother just said. So, you know, in terms of the collaboration, one of the things that we also look out for is this: are you coming in the interest of the country, or is this something personal? You know, if it is personal, then that wouldn't meet our objective as an organization, because we are all about Ghana.
Okay.
If it is about me, I can stay in the United States and I will make it big time. So those are some of the areas that we also looked at. And just to kind of add, something, kind of sum that piece up. We did a program on Facebook about three weeks ago, and a guy, I think he has a company called KOM Foundation, KOM Foundation, who reached out to us and said, "Oh, I think I will be interested to join you guys because I'm doing a similar thing, like what you guys are doing." Basically, he is more on the charity side, where he goes to the villages, to present them with, school items and all that. So the question we were asking him was, look, do you want to do this because you want a name, or is it for Ghana? He said, no, this is for Ghana. So a person like that, we will make sure their objective is actually part of our objective. Okay. And then, of course, we are calling on all Ghanaians. So then they can come under the same umbrella.
Okay, very good.
Now, to the question you just asked, yeah, that is the funding part. The money part is very, very important. So, Oman Ghana Baako thought it wise, and this is more like I would say a vision that came from the Almighty, right? So we are about 5 million Ghanaians outside, and then we have about 30 Ghanaians here in 30 million.
Almost 31,
yep.
Yes.
That's correct, in Ghana here. So we have introduced what we call One Ghana Project. And what this means is that every country that you reside, let's say if you're in the US, you pay a unit currency, a minimum amount of $1 a month. So a whole year will be $12. If you're in UK, you pay £1. A whole year will be £12. If you are in Europe, you pay €1. A whole year will be 12 euros. And if you are in Ghana, you pay 1 cedi. A whole year will be 12 cedis. Out of the 35, even if we get about, let's say, 4 or 5 million to, subscribe to this idea, of course, we'll be able to raise that amount without going in for a loan.
Okay.
So as we speak right
Have you
now,
started that project yet?
we have.
How
And
is that working? Is it yielding the desired results?
it is working. I think what we need to do as an organization is to reach a lot of Ghanaians out there.
Okay.
And then we need to communicate clearly our objectives so that people will understand and then come on board.
Okay.
But I must say that US, UK, Italy, Germany, you know, everybody is donating.
Okay.
Yeah, as we speak.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, you know, people due to past experiences are again skeptical about giving monies out because they feel they paid monies some time back in the past and they saw nothing being done with their monies. So when you talk of people contributing, it's a bit of a challenge. However, our finances are such that it's so transparent that none of even the executives have access to our money. We arrange with Ghana Commercial Bank to be sure that there are no signatories to the account. We only raise invoices to get monies out.
Okay.
For instance, if there is a project and we have a contractor who is delivering on a particular project, he raises an invoice, and with that invoice, get his money.
Who
right
approves the invoice, though?
The approval is done by our external auditors,
Okay.
not by the internal
So
executives.
that's very unique. And let me explore that for a minute. So this organization doesn't have like a treasurer or financial secretary or
we have
anybody who
none of
signs
that.
checks.
What we do have, what do we have is people who help us generate funds.
Okay.
But when it comes to spending, we do not have individuals within the organization who handle spending of the organization.
Okay.
However, we do meet on projects to look at our expenditure and be sure that it is something feasible, something that we can achieve as an organization, and it's going to be very beneficial. You know, we are non-profit, so everything we do aims solely at the well-being of individuals and not profit coming to the organization.
Okay.
So our attention is mostly on how to generate the income. And when it comes to spending, we make sure that our auditors are fully aware and are satisfied that, yes.
And you say the external auditors are the ones who approve invoices
Exactly.
for Ghana Commercial Bank to pay. So
Yes.
I take it your accounts are logged with
External auditors.
the
We
Ghana
have
Commercial
Ghana
Bank.
Commercial Bank.
Okay,
Exactly.
very good.
And aside that, we do publish our statements, financial statements for every quarterly now on our website, so you could go see how your monies are being used.
Okay, while we're on
We-
the case of website, what's that website again? Give it up. In case
It is
people-
www.omanganabaako1, the figure 1.org.
Okay, so the Baako is not Baako.
No, Baako, Oman Ghana Baako, then 1.
One, okay.
Which is a
Number,
figure, one,
number
yeah,
one.
number 1.org.
Okay.
Aside that, we're hoping that with time, for instance, if Mr. Nkrumah contributes £1, it reflects in a live account so that you see that your one account has been added to Omega Baako's account, and
Okay.
you can print a personal statement for yourself.
Okay.
Yes. You see, we do have that perception that people are corrupt. So to fight that, you need to be as transparent as possible.
And this one, it looks like you've gone well
The extra
beyond
mile.
anything that
we
I've
want to
heard of.
achieve.
So that's very
That
good.
is what we want to achieve.
Okay, very
So
good.
that we are able to win back the confidence of
Okay.
people.
All right.
Because there are very good people, well-meaning Ghanaians out there who want to come on board and help. However, they are always skeptical about if their monies would not end up in private pockets.
Okay.
And
Right.
that is what we want to avoid.
Right.
You tell us about how things from abroad, usually when it gets to Ghana, it gets boggled in bureaucracy. And are you facing any of those?
So we are, in terms of the organization itself, I think this is the first time that we've come to Ghana to implement something.
Okay.
But what we actually have in place is that, when things are coming from abroad, it's something that we are going to, announce,
Okay.
right? And last 2 years when we were here, we actually went into diaspora's office and
Diaspora Affairs Office.
Affairs Office, and we actually presented our objectives and all that, so they are aware.
Okay.
So this is not like an individual organization where one person is bringing something and then someone at the port would kind of put their hands on it.
Okay.
But this will be something that will be announced.
Okay.
Okay. Oman Ghana Baako is bringing something in the country. It's Ghana.
Yeah.
So therefore, you can't really, touch it.
Very good.
Right. So we have put all those things in place.
This is Diaspora Weekly. My name is Jermaine Nkrumah, and I'm joined by Oman Ghana Baako. Their website, www.omanganabaako and the number 1.org. All right, Oman Ghana Baako and the number 1.org. All right. Before we went, we were talking about the word on break. We were talking about the finances.
Yes.
Touch on a couple of minutes.
Couple of bit on the finance. Yeah, thank you so much. So just to continue from where my brother left off. So we as an organization, there is a level that we want to get to. We are not there yet, but we know we will, right? We want to get to a level where, as he said earlier on, when someone donates money, it will reflect on the website with their name, with the timestamp, with the country. So it's actually going to be like every country will have their own column, where you can go and see, okay, how much has those in UK yes, donated so far, or how much has those in America. So that is the level we want to get to.
Okay.
What I want to plead with Ghanaians, like anyone who is listening to us, this is for all Ghanaians. So if you have knowledge, let's say in software engineering, and you can actually get there as to where we want to get to, please come on board and come and help us. Okay. Today, or what we have right now is that somebody can go online, make a donation. The person will receive an email with a confirmation of the payment. It will include, the time that they made the payment, the country, and all that. So that is there.
So I can only make a donation on your website?
Yes.
Okay, how do I do that? So I go to that website and it's visible. I can see a donate button and I hit on it.
That's correct. That's correct.
But we're more particular about people registering.
Okay.
Membership. We need that huge membership.
Okay.
So that when there's a project, we get a lot of hands and ideas on board to push the project.
Very good.
Yeah.
What do you guys see as, in Ghana, the problems are many. Education, health, what's the number one? If you were to put your finger on number one, what would it be, Mr. Kobe?
I would point to disunity.
Disunity.
Yes.
Okay.
We are so divided as a country, and we are polarized. It is difficult to get to China and see different religions, different tribes.
But they have it in China.
They do, but hardly does it come to play.
Okay.
You hardly notice it. All they know is we are Chinese and we have one country.
Okay, let me play with that for a minute, all right? In China, their system of government may discourage that. In fact, in Rwanda, because of their Tutsi,
yes,
now in Uganda, it's actually against the law to open your mouth and say, I'm a Tutsi or I'm a Hutu. So the government has a role to play in that. In Ghana, we don't have the type of political system to discourage me from saying, oh yeah, I'm a proud Asante. So how do you attach this disunity part? Not to mention that in the United States where you live, it's a developed country, but no one is more tribalistic than Americans. Black, white, this and that. It's not stopping them from developing. So why is it stopping us from developing?
Yeah, for me, I think it's the way we were programmed. Is the fundamental. We actually got everything wrong, and that's why Oman Ghana Baako is here to educate our people.
Okay.
Give them a civil education. Let them know that Ghana is first.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. You know, I think we were saying something earlier on that when you are traveling from outside in Ghana, you don't say, I am going to Ghana or I am going to Kumasi. You say you're going to Ghana. So that is what we want to keep telling people. And I know it's going to be a challenge, but at the end of the day, something has to be done. So I believe the more we educate people, the more we, you know, let them know that, hey, it's all about Ghana. It's not about I am a Ghana, I am this, I am this. I think we are going to get somewhere.
So do you share that disunity is the #1 issue in Ghana?
For me per se, I mean, I would say there were some things that got me out of this country. So that is one of the things that I would say is a big
Which
issue.
is?
Employment.
Employment, okay.
Employment, or
Okay.
you know, social amenities like simple things like
Okay.
food, you know, some
Okay.
water, right?
Okay.
Because I remember the day I got to UK, I don't remember the time that I have woke up in the morning and I don't know what to eat.
Okay.
So we want to implement the same thing here.
Okay.
The youth should have enough jobs, accommodation. They should be able to work and, you know,
Okay.
and live a comfortable life.
And you see, the reason why I asked this prioritizing problem is that each one, from personal experience, you mentioned employment and you mentioned disunity. I'm sure your national executive, somebody else would say education, corruption, and everything. How do you then decide that, okay, despite these varied interests, we're tackling this first? What is that decision making like?
Well, when it comes to that, we're starting first with civil education.
Okay.
That is basic, to change the mindset of people.
Okay.
So we try to set up clubs and societies right in our basic schools and then senior high schools, where we are developing materials to be given to these students, get them to understand that corruption kills, get them to know that whatever they do, they should put Ghana first. Because, as I said earlier on, if we are able to push the development of the country to a certain level, it automatically affects everything else in the country. You know, crime is an inverse of poverty. When as poverty rises, crime also goes up.
America, some of the biggest criminals are not poor.
Those are well,
They have their own
yes,
issues.
those are a bit different from our situation.
Okay.
But here, you check with the Ghana Police Service, you check with the prisons. Most of the people in prisons now are all first-time criminals.
But guess what? That talks about the law and order also, because the guy who embezzled $5 million from the nation's account, you will probably have 5,000 petty criminals to steal the same amount of money he did, but he doesn't go to jail. It's a small guy that goes to jail. But then if you look at it like crime is an inverse of poverty, the guy who stole 5 million probably has 10 million in the bank, but he's still going to steal 5 million. So do we still stick with the fact that it's a mind thing? I like what you said about the mind thing. It's all about the mind. Because if you think about Ghana the same way, right, you're not going to steal whether you're poor or rich.
Exactly.
So I think that's what I like about what you guys are saying.
Because, for instance, if you are a mate or a trotro driver and you're stealing from the car owner, or you are a mate and you're stealing from the driver, how guaranteed are we as Ghanaians that if you were to become the president of the country, you wouldn't steal from the nation?
I would tell you that, you know how I'll answer the question? I'll tell you, because I'm doing it because I can get away with it. You live in UK. If you commit crime, what happens to you?
You can't get away with it.
You live in US, okay. But in Ghana, I can do it and get away with it. So is it a mind or is it a law and order?
The mind come to play first.
The mind come to play. The law and order is also a big one. But OGB, we are actually looking at it this way. Even with the civil education, let me go out there right now and then start talking to people and say, hey, we all need to be united, we are Ghanaians, and see the number of people who will come and listen to you. But then if you create the avenue where somebody can get something to do, you know, they have a job, and then through that, you are changing their mindset, because you have to feed them first, right? The people are hungry, so you need to feed them first, right? So that is the approach. So there are a lot of things that we'll be doing alongside. So even with the unity that my brother, you know, touched on earlier, it's not just us doing, oh, we want, you know, we want all Ghanaians to, no, but then we'll be doing alongside it, OGB, creating jobs for the registered members, of course. And this will let other members also join. When you join OGB, OGB has a policy that you have to follow. You cannot steal, because if you steal in there, we will make sure we will, you know, like all those rules will be there. Because I actually remember when I got to UK, there were so many things that I had to change. I'm like, oh wow, because they have everything in place. So those ideology is what we want to implement as well. We know it's going to take time, but the question is it doable? Yes, it is. So that's why we want to start it from somewhere.
I think, so, you know, hearing you talk, and I don't have this answer, because when you look at the problems that Ghana face, which is number one, I don't even know, because earlier on in this interview, one of you mentioned tree planting or tree cutting.
Yes, tree planting. And that is in partnership with the United Nations.
Yeah. That is a problem that people are not in Ghana. I don't even believe it's on anybody's radar. But the desert is coming south.
Yes.
And we're cutting our trees in a very, very major way. Very soon, if you live in Tamale, Kumasi, you're going to be living in a desert. You and I, we will not live to see it. But our great-great-great-grandchildren will see it. And if you've seen what a desert looks like, the sand dunes stretching miles, that's what Tamale, Bolga, Kumasi, and all that's going to be like if we don't take tree planting seriously. So when you talk about disunity and corruption and all that, when your mind goes there, you say, uh-oh, that's another problem. So maybe, I don't know what you guys, your decision-making process is in terms of the things to tackle, but I hope those are in the thinking.
Yes, so, we feed into a lot of projects. You know, as I said earlier on, our policy document or our objective document is not cast in stone. You know, it's a living document, and therefore we keep revising, we keep changing things to meet current and future problems.
All right.
So it isn't as though we are so rigid that we aiming at point A and that is how it has to be. No. As long as it's not going to deviate from the core objective of helping develop Ghana. But then just a tweak to make sure that things are being done properly. Very good. Why not? And that is why we invite in everybody. We need the professors, the doctors, the engineers, the shoemakers, the dressmakers. All in sundry, every individual.
So while you're on, you have a final minute. Look in that camera and tell me, answer this question. Why should I join you and not another organization?
All right. Fellow Ghanaians, I would have this to say, that let's put our country first. If Ghana develops, that is when we get ourselves developed. That is when we get opportunities for our children. We may not live to benefit from the seed we might be sowing now. However, some time to come, wherever we may be, we will feel proud of ourselves. This time, it is not about an individual, but it should be about Ghana. And that is what Oman Ghana Baako is calling for. Get to our website, get registered, get in touch, and let's work together to move Oman Ghana Baako. It is non-political. Thank you.
That's Emmanuel Kobe, Communications Director for Oman Ghana Baako. Now, Joseph Laye, that camera is yours. Tell me why I should sign on and register to be a part of.
Sign on and register to be a part of Oman Ghana Baako, especially with our country Ghana. Ghana is our country. This is where God dwells in. We want the situation where the youth will not flee from this country in search of things, outside. So join us so we can build this country together. If we don't rise up now, if we don't sacrifice now, 20, 30 years from now, we will be like, had I known, and it's always at last, as they say. Because the Chinese are coming here, they are buying the lands, they are doing everything. We need to sacrifice for the next generation. So my brothers and sisters outside, you all know we are enjoying the good roads, the good health care, our jobs, food, everything. We can implement the same thing here in our country. So come and join us. Go to www.omanganabaako1.org. Sign up, register with us, donate, and if you want to reach us, send us an email. All the information is on there, and we'll be glad to answer you. Thank you.
And I am so happy. I do a lot of these interviews, but this is what DNT stands for. If you live abroad, and when Joseph, when you were starting, you said something. You said you thank God that you had the opportunity to travel abroad. Look, when people go abroad, it's an opportunity. You're no better than the person who's left in Ghana. Okay, we know that. The reason why I'm bringing this in is that when you go and you're enjoying the good roads, the good environments, and you're living the good life, your parties are immaculate. It got to a point where I didn't even enjoy parties anymore because every time I see Ghanaians living large, my mind automatically switched to the poverty I saw at home, okay? This is what this group stands for. Go to their website, www.omanganabaako1.org. Register to be a part of it. And I am convinced, after talking to them in the past hour, that I think they have the necessary parameters in place to make sure that when you join them, you're not going to get sucked into one of those organizations that I would rather not mention. This is the real deal. So I really want to thank you for watching them, their interview, giving them the opportunity to reach you, and then also watching Diaspora Network Television. My name is Jermaine Nkrumah, and I was joined by Emmanuel Kobe, Communication Director for Oman Ghana Baako, and Joseph Laya, who's the head of IT and also head of USA branch of Oman Ghana Baako. This is Diaspora Weekly. Thank you for watching.